Our fourth story out front, countdown to a crucial election. Next weekend's Egyptian election pits a Mubarak loyalist against a popular member of the Muslim Brotherhood. And a video that just surfaced on YouTube shows a senior cleric energizing a Muslim Brotherhood rally with anti-Israeli chants. He's introducing the Muslim Brotherhood candidate who could win the presidency next week, Mohammed Mursi. Mohammed Mursi is sitting right there on the stage. Out front tonight, Silvan Shalom, the Vice Prime Minister of Israel. And Mr. Shalom, good to see you. I want to play this right away for you and get your reaction. Here it is.
Okay, great.
ستكون عاصمتنا ليست القاهرة ولا مكة ولا المدينة وإنما القدس إن شاء الله وسيكون هتافنا على القدس رايحين شهداء بالملايين على القدس رايحين
شهداء بالملايين عيون كل اليهود طيار النعاس يلا يا عشاق الشهداء كلكم حماس.
You know, we were so happy to have a peace treaty with Egypt when the late president of Egypt, Sadat, arrived to Israel and signed the peace treaty with Menachem Begin in Washington. We were so proud to find out that finally the biggest Arab country is recognized the existence of the State of Israel. That agreement was followed by Jordan short time after. And what we are getting now is that peace treaty can last for 30 years only.
What do you think, though? I mean, when you hear that and you see all those people chanting and dancing when they say banish the sleep from the eyes of the Jews because we're going to be marching on Jerusalem.
It's terrible, it's horrible, it sounds very, very bad. And when he says it, and he might become the president of Egypt, it's even more worrying us. But still, that's election time. We would like to believe that it doesn't matter who takes the leader. They would understand in a short time that in order to run the country, they would have to keep the peace treaty with Israel, the good relations with the United States and with the whole international community. But we have to get prepared. Unfortunately, these days, after 32, 33 years of peace with Egypt, we have to get prepared to the worst case scenario.
Do you look back on the days of Hosni Mubarak and say, God, we didn't appreciate it when we had it?
I personally met him many, many times, and I found him always as a very, very close to the idea that in order to help Egypt and to help the Egyptians, he should have good relations with Israel and good relations with the United States and with the whole West. That was his idea, that was his ideology, and that helped him to run a country that is a very complicated one. Unfortunately, those are coming. They never run any country or even, I don't know, any town, and they would like to change it dramatically. I hope that it's only for the election time, but what we heard now, what we saw now, is so bad that I don't want to think what would be the next step if they will get elected.
In the meantime, obviously Israel's been saying they're going ahead with 851 new homes in the West Bank. There's been a real criticism out of the United States over the past 2 days on that. Here's the U.S. State Department spokesman Mark Toner on that.
We're very clear that continued Israeli settlement activity in the West Bank undermines peace efforts and contradicts Israeli commitments and obligations.
So Israel doesn't, I mean, I'm just be blunt here. Israel doesn't care what the U.S. says, right?
I don't think so. I think that during the whole year since 1967, we can find two different tracks. There is bipartisan toward supporting Israel, but that there is bipartisan opposition to the idea of settlements.
Right.
And it doesn't matter who was in power here in the United States. We think differently. We believe that Judea and Samaria has no sovereignty. It was never belonged to anyone, and we have the right to be there.
Prime Minister Netanyahu told me he supported a contiguous Palestinian state, no Swiss cheese. Seems politically significant. Is that still the goal? Because it would seem like putting more homes and settlements is exactly the opposite.
I will tell you something that I really don't like when I give those examples, but we had settlements in Sinai. It didn't stop Menachem Begin when he signed the peace treaty with Egypt to evacuate them. We had the settlements in Gaza. It didn't stop Sharon when he was prime minister, when he decided to disengage from Gaza to evacuate those settlements. So if we are really having partner toward peace, we can take any decision we want.